Alright everybody, welcome back to another turn of Operation Matterhorn. This is going to be turn 11 for the British Commonwealth and Free France, July of 1941. I'm aware of no housekeeping, so let's jump straight into it with the British Commonwealth tech rolls. We'll be rolling for ASW and radar, both of which hit on a 7 or higher. Hit on radar, miss on ASW. Better than I've been having. And we have diplomacy to roll for. We'll be rolling for Chile and Peru, both hitting on a 2 or less. Both miss. Then we have purchases. We've got 17, 16, and 7 to spend. We're going to be spending it all, 17, 16, and 7. Anzac is building an airbase. That's not Lend-Leased. And 2 militia. FEC is building 2 Gurkhas, a AAA, and 2 militia. GB is buying an airborne, an infantry, a militia, upgrade, and 3 militia. And in Lend-Leasing and infantry. So there's 2 infantry that's being built by GB. Okay, on to the combat movements. There are a fair few. We'll start in Gibraltar. We have 2 heavy cruisers coming out of port, destroyer coming out of port, and all of those units are moving into A35. They're going to be joined by a light carrier from A27. And a naval transport from out of port in A21. At which time the Germans have an opportunity to fire at the units as they enter the sea zone. They're choosing not to do that. And the Italians have an opportunity to declare war on the British Commonwealth, and they also are choosing not to do that. So then the light carrier and the naval transport are continuing south to Gibraltar. They'll be going in port in Gibraltar. We've got the destroyer is going to be going on escort duty in A35. And then the 2 heavy cruisers are going to be continuing on their way to Canada. They'll be going in port in Nova Scotia. Alright, fantastic. We do have more combat movements to declare. We've got a destroyer on escort in A20 moving south to A27 to escort there. A torpedo boat destroyer from A6 is moving 1, 2, 3, going on escort in A20. We've got a destroyer coming out of port in northern England, going on escort in A19. We've got a tactical bomber mapping in A19 to try to deal with those subs. We've got an airborne from Gibraltar boarding the air transport and flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 left to land, and conducting an airborne assault of Normandy. They're going to be joined by 3 fighters from London and 1 fighter from southern England. So, combat movements in the Mediterranean. We've got a torpedo boat destroyer. Oh, we'll start with the bomber. The medium bomber is mapping into M4 to try to kill that German submarine. They'll be joined by a destroyer coming out of port from the south side of Suez and pairing with the map aircraft. Also, we'll have a battleship and a torpedo boat destroyer passing the Italians. Again, they could declare war, but they're not going to. And those ships will be going in port in Gibraltar as well. Alright. We do have more combat movements in the Red Sea. We've got an anti-aircraft artillery, a colonial infantry boarding the naval transport from Force H, and that's going to be moving 1, 2 into I-4. They're going to be joined by the Anzac light cruiser. They're going to be joined by the naval transport and destroyer by South Africa. Naval transport picking up an infantry and a AAA. As we enter the sea zone, the Japanese have an opportunity to fire at the passing fleet, but I have enough strength here that I'm close to certain that he does not want to do that. So then we're going to split up. The destroyer is going to continue 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, he can't continue. He doesn't have a naval or a major naval facility. You know what? He's gonna do something else then. He doesn't wanna. He doesn't need help with that. He's just gonna go in port in South Africa. Okay. Then all of Force H is gonna continue. We're not gonna be splitting up at all. Um, all of Force H is going to be going in port in Maharashtra, and the land units are of course going to be disembarking into Maharashtra. Okay. Combat movements. We've got a submarine in P61, coming over to P63 and then attacking P60 from there for retreating purposes. And a coastal submarine from P59 is also attacking P60. We're also gonna do convoy raiding with these guys. We're gonna do coastal submarine raiding in P32, normal submarine raiding in P32. Uh, bu- 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 yeah, okay. We're gonna do the convoy raiding with the Fringe 2, but that's not yet. That's all of our combat movement declarations. Let's go ahead and do the convoy rating first for the Japanese. We'll do one set at a time because they do roll differently. Japanese, I believe, have no relevant tech. Nope. And that means a +2 for the white die and or for the yellow die and nothing for the black die. For the submarine rolling, that's no damage, and then the coastal submarine has a +1 on the yellow die. 5 damage, that's all of it. Oof. Okay. Alright. And let's do this battle next. We have a coastal submarine at 2, a normal submarine at 3, and a defending destroyer at 4. No hits, round 2. No hits, round 3. There's a hit, and there's a hit. Okay, so we lose a coastal submarine, and the Japanese lose their destroyer. Alright, next combat we'll roll for... we'll roll for this one in M4. We have a paired destroyer, a map medium bomber at 7, and then a defending submarine at 3. Oh no, no hit. Okay. Okay. You know what? We're gonna do something with a pre-French anyway. Okay. Moving on to the next combat. We've got to roll for the seaplane mapping these submarines. We've got to hit on a 7 or less with the coastal or with the tactical bomber. There's a hit. Okay. Continuing. We have the fight over Normandy, I think, and that's it. Yeah. Okay. So we've got an airborne at 3 on round 1, 4 fighters at 6, and then a defending militia and infantry at 2 and 4 respectively. Round 1. 1 hit. 1 hit in defense. Oh well. Airborne, militia. It's not worth a 1/3 chance that I lose a fighter, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, air transport's gonna land in London. 3 fighters land in southern England. No, we'll just do 2 fighters landing in southern England. And 2 in, 2 in London. Okay. That should be all there. Now for the non-combat movement phase. Fighter from Ottawa flies to southern England. We've got a light carrier flying to, or moving over to A18. The tactical bomber's coming off map into A18. We've got a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser going in port in Quebec. From A27. We'll have a heavy cruiser from northern England moving over and going in port in Nova Scotia. We have a battleship from northern England going into port in A21. Fighter from southern England flying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to Gibraltar. Marine from London to southern England. TBD from A23, 1, 2, 3, into A17. Coastal defense ship from A23 into A6. Alright, that's a French movement. This medium bomber is going to come back off map into Suez. 4 colonial infantry are going to move to Upper Egypt from Lower Egypt. We've got a destroyer from P61 moving to join Force H. Militia from southern India to Maharashtra. Militia to southern India from Calcutta. And then we've got 3 Gurkhas, 1 Colonial Infantry, 1 Infantry, 2 AAA from FEC, 1 UK AAA, 1 Anzac Artillery, and 2 Anzac Infantry, marching from Calcutta to Bengal. Alright, with that, we're done in India. We've got motor infantry driving from Sydney to Queensland, militia walking from New South Wales to Queensland, militia walking to New South Wales from Sydney, infantry railing to Western Australia from Sydney, and that will be all of our movements there. With that, we should have everything in place to place our buys and collect our income. We do have a recruit roll for Iran, hitting on a 2 or less. Sad, that's a miss. These are the things that are being placed. GB is lend-leasing the infantry to Iran. It does not face any interdiction. It can get around the Atlantic easily. 2 Gurkhas in Bengal, joining the 14th Army. Militia in Bengal and in Maharashtra. AAA in Calcutta. Anzac starts construction of an airbase in Western Australia, puts a militia in Western Australia, and then a militia in Queensland. GB has already done their lend-lease. We'll do an infantry in Cape Town. We're going to attempt a militia upgrade in Aden, which will face an interdiction by 1 Japanese submarine, hitting on a 3 or less. Miss. Good. So we do get a militia upgrade and a militia in Aden. Aden, whatever, however it's pronounced. We've got a militia for West Timor and a militia for Dutch New Guinea. Airborne for London. And that will be that. We'll collect 32 for GB. 11 for FEC. 7 for Anzac. With that, we can move along to the Free French. We have 4 to spend there. We're going to spend all 4 on a Free French Foreign Legion. Leave it in the Sahara for right now. For combat movements, we do have 1. We're going to go a little bit risky. I did not ask the veteran if he wanted to fire at the passing naval transport. I didn't plan on doing it if the submarine was still alive. But we're gonna have the Free French aircraft fly into M4 to just hang out. They're not mapping. The German sub is not forced to participate in anything. And then the naval transport is gonna pick up 2 infantry and enter M4. Upon which time the German submarine may fire at the transport, hitting on a 3 or less, but that would put it at risk of these aircraft firing back and killing it. So we do have to have the Germans make that decision right now. Then the aircraft are going to return to northern Algeria, and the naval transport is going to be conducting an amphibious assault of Syria. And we're going to be putting that naval transport in port in Syria too. All right. That's going to be all of our French. We've got the light cruiser coming in port in Quebec. Oh no. Okay. And now the Free French should be done. So they'll collect 4, bringing them up to 4. Place their Foreign Legion in northern Algeria, and that's their turn into 2. So with that, we should have everything in place to pass things back over to the veteran for Italy. So we'll leave things there and say best of luck on your next rolls.